This month, we are partnering with Pink Lady Apples. Welcome to How to Fail, the podcast where we ask each guest about the things that went wrong to get them closer to the things that went right. Before we get on to this particular episode, please do remember to subscribe and follow so that you never miss a single conversation.
Bridgerton is an interesting story because I went up for Lady Danbury first. I just fell completely apart and it was a terrible, terrible, terrible audition. I've been with my personal trainer 4 years now. In the gym, we've had some right old ding-dongs where I've gone. He's asked me to do something and I'm like, no. I didn't get the job. And I was like, why? And they said, because I wasn't black enough.
Golda Rosheuvel is an acclaimed actor of stage and screen whose varied work encompasses hit TV shows such as Silent Witness and Doctor Who, and theatrical productions of Romeo and Juliet, Jesus Christ Superstar, and the lead in a lesbian version of Othello. But she is arguably best known for her role as Queen Charlotte in Bridgerton, the smash hit Regency period drama. Bridgerton is one of Netflix's most popular shows ever. It has racked up 298 million views in its 3 series, as well as winning 5 Emmys. Rosheuvel also starred in the spin-off Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story. She has said that playing Queen Charlotte, the only Bridgerton character loosely based on the real-life historical figure who was married to George III, is an homage to her maternal upper-middle-class English heritage. Rosheuvel's mother, Judith, was a white social worker who met Siegfried, a Guyanese Anglican priest, by chance at a choir rehearsal in Jamaica. Rosheuvel spent the first 5 years of her life in Guyana, South America, before moving to England and settling in Hertfordshire. Her early ambitions were to be an athlete, but a teenage ankle injury meant that she pursued drama instead. It's a fascinating childhood, but one that Rosheuvel has always insisted was filled with love and acceptance. When she told her younger brother John that she was gay, his response was, "Cool, what do you want for lunch?" Rosheuvel now returns for the 4th series of Bridgerton, launching this month on Netflix. She was, she says, surprised when she first got the role that would change her life. There was a part of me that didn't quite believe it, because I never think that anybody's going to like what I do. Golda Rosheuvel, welcome to How to Fail.
Hello. Thank you for that.
Thank you for living such an interesting life.
I was like, my life was flashing in front of me in my very eyes. Great, lovely.
It's fascinating. There's so much to get into. But I was actually quite surprised by that quote that I found that you said when you said, I don't think anybody's going to like what I do. Is that true?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think because it's such a place for me, acting, in terms of, and what do I mean by that? I mean, it's a place where I disappear. It's a place where I can imagine things that are bigger than me. It's a place where I can tell stories. And, you know, my upbringing was full of stories and full of sitting down, listening to my parents tell these stories. So that kind of escapism is real for me, and it feels, I feel a need for it. So when you dive in blindly to a character and a storyline and you communicate with other characters, I'm never thinking about the finished product. So when it's finished and it goes out there, I have no concept of it whatsoever. And I hope and pray that people will like it. But my ideas and my imagination is so out there that I never think that anybody's going to connect with it in a way that, you know, you want to as an actor.
So how does it feel now, knowing that these 300 million people have seen your performance as Queen Charlotte and you've been catapulted into this stratosphere of fame and attention? How does that feel?
Odd, weird, very grateful, and important, because representation is important. We want to see people who look like us, who we can relate to. So that part of it is really, really good. And I feel as though my job is done and I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the right job because people are connecting to it and aspiring to things that they might not have thought they could aspire to. You know, seeing a Black queen. So that part of it is really good.
What do people say to you now when they recognise you on the street?
Thank you. I can't believe you're nicer than your character. Yeah, thank you. And that one is really special when they say thank you. I never saw myself before. I never knew that I could reach for the stars. And that's really special and beautiful. Some of it can be quite mad. You know, people will talk to you and scream at you in your face. And, you know, that's quite bizarre. And it can come out of nowhere. I kind of say now that my senses are really heightened. So if I walk into a room or I'm on public transport or something like that, I know somebody's recognized me from that sound. And that sound can be like, you know, a mile away.
I always remember watching Paris Hilton, her documentary, I think it was on Netflix.
Right, yeah.
And she spoke about the sound of camera shutters and how it actually re-traumatizes her now whenever she hears it. You become so attuned, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And when you... I don't think that I'm famous at all. But in this world of fame, of notoriety, your world becomes smaller. It has to protect yourself.
Tell me about Bridgerton. It's enormous fun to watch. Is it as fun to make?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Do you all get on really well?
Yes.
You're not going to tell me no anyway.
No, it's one of those, you know, cliche, we're a big, humongous, gorgeous, happy family. I love every single one of them. And it's a privilege to work with them. It's a privilege to have those core, you know, oldies, as we call ourselves, myself, Adjua, Ruth, who are staple. And then these wonderful, young, beautiful actors come in and play, you know, the two lovers.
Talk to me about the costumes.
Yes.
Because so much of Bridgerton is about the presentation.
The costumes and the wigs.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the hardest thing about the costumes?
The corset. Yeah, the corsets are really... I'm double corseted. So I have a normal one of those corsets and then my jacket is corseted as well. I actually managed to persuade John, our designer, to let me off the one that's the proper one. So... now, and I hope that continues, now I just wear a bra and one corset. I never understand how those women wore those things back in the day, but they did.
What about the wigs?
The wigs are pieces of art, as far as I'm concerned. It takes about a week to make one of them, and the attention to detail is quite extraordinary. There is storytelling in the wigs.
Well, we'll talk more about Queen Charlotte as it comes up in one of your failures.
Yes.
But let's get into those failures. You've given me 3, thank you.
Thank you, yes.
And your first one, first of all, how hard was it for you to come up with them? Or did they come quite easily?
The first 2 came quite easily, but the third one, I actually asked my wife, like, what? Because I didn't, and she was like, you need to do something fun and relatable.
Well done.
You're a bit dark at the moment.
Okay, so your first failure is dealing with your dyslexia.
Yes. This is the first time I've talked about this, actually, in depth. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
Might get emotional,
you.
but I am looking forward to it.
Well, all emotion is welcome here. And thank you so much for sharing this, because so many listeners will relate to it and viewers too. So talk to me about how you first knew that you had dyslexia.
I knew you were going to ask that question. And it's a very bizarre encounter. I was in junior school. We lived in Bishop Stortford. And there was a summer school at my junior school. And my mother enrolled me for the summer school. And to cut a long story short, I loved sports. I was captain of my netball team. I was captain of the rounders team, hockey team, you know, and I did athletics. So I was playing rounders. You know rounders?
Yes.
It's kind of like a baseball. game. And very happily playing this game of rounders. And the guest teacher basically, after that day, went up to my mother and said, "Do you know that your daughter is dyslexic?" And my mother had never heard of that word. She was like, "No, what is it? How do you know?" And the woman said it's the way she swings her bat and connects to the ball. That's the story. That's a true story. I mean, it must be about dyspraxia or some kind of distance between and how you connect to the bat to the ball.
And how old were you, sorry, at this stage?
So I must have been like 8, 9, 10, something like that.
And just to situate us, so the first 5 years of your life were in Guyana.
Yes.
And that transition from Guyana, where you had this fascinating experience of moving around a lot and spending time with indigenous tribes because of your father's work.
Yeah.
Going from there,
my mum strapping me on her back,
right,
and hiking up into the bush.
Do you have many memories of that time?
No, those are the stories that I would sit and listen to my parents talk about. You know, these travels and hiking up into the bush and being on the Essequibo coast and him preaching to the indigenous people and, you know, my mum kind of supporting him.
Wow.
Beautiful.
So then you moved?
Yes, we moved.
Age 5
to Britain.
Yes.
Because my mum was English and we thought that was the better move.
And I've heard you speak about this before, that you've said that actually it was a very welcoming
100%,
environment.
100%, yeah. My grandmother welcomed us with open arms because my mum's she's passed now. Whenever my friends used to come round, she was like, your mum's quite posh. And the story is that my aunts and uncle arrived with like fur coats and stuff, and because we literally had, you know, the clothes we stood in, and it was dead of winter, like snow was on the ground, and yeah, we were kind of scooped up in the arms of my, you know, uncle and aunts, and then we stayed at my uncle's in Charterhouse. He was housemaster of a public school in Charterhouse, so we stayed there for a little while until my dad was able to get a job as a priest. He actually worked for the United Society for the Proclamation of the Gospel, which is a missionary society, and he got a job there, and we moved up north.
I just wanted to take a second to interrupt and tell you about something very important in the shape of a pink lady. Now, I'm always on the move, whether I'm recording this podcast, going to meetings with my agent, or out and about on my book tour. So I often struggle with finding a healthy snack in the middle of a busy day. Grabbing something sugary or salty is easy, but it's rarely what I actually want in that moment. That's why I reach for a pink lady apple. It's the quick, feel-good boost that brightens my lunch break and makes the whole day feel a little lighter. Crisp, sweet, and bursting with juicy crunch, a pink lady apple turns an ordinary lunch into a moment you genuinely look forward to. Find your fizz and liven up your lunch with pink lady apples. Add a packet to your shopping basket this week. So to get back to the dyslexia, so age 9 or 10, you have this rounders teacher tell you this thing.
Tell my mum, I think your daughter is dyslexic. She should get tested.
Did you realise that you had it before? Was there any? No.
No.
So what happened then?
I got tested. They found out that I was dyslexic. So I then moved to secondary school, and my grandmother paid for extra classes on a Friday night after school with this wonderful teacher. And my mum used to pick me up and we used to drive out to this woman's house. And we used to do like exercises and stuff like that. So from day one, I was always supported in my neurological difference.
Yes.
It is a failure, but I don't see it as a failure because it was never told to me that it was a failure. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It was never... oh my God, you can't read, you can't spell. You mix your D's and your B's up and, your brain scatters. As you're reading a line, it like glitches. Mm-hmm. Those were never bad things. Mm. It was, you see the world differently. This is really exciting.
Yes. What a gift.
A real gift.
For the
You're not like other people, but that's like
Yes.
really special. And we can find ways that you can move through the normal life. You just need a bit of help and the tools to kind of get you through. So B's and D's. I know a D because the word and finishes with a D.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, let's find a thing that helps you conquer that thing. So every time I need to spell a D or and is the first thing I go, okay, oh, that's a D. So I don't need that one. I need the other one.
Yes.
And that's a B.
Wow. Thank you for explaining it like that.
Yeah. It's like coding. Like our coding is different.
Mm.
Yours is natural. You don't even think about it. My coding is about sounds, seeing letters differently, and the glitch that happens when I'm reading a line. That it just goes, like a glitch on the television that goes like that. My brain does that. So pink is a good colour for me.
I'm so pleased. It's how to feel branding.
But every dyslexic is different, right? And the tools that they use are different. So my tools are quite old-fashioned, is that I have a pink highlighter and I have to highlight everything, and that stops the glitch.
Huh. You've said that you turned down jobs because of it, though. So which jobs did you turn down and why?
Oh, God. This is the painful part of dyslexia, where you are offered a job reading Shakespeare with Ian McKellen and Harriet Walter. Mm. I can't do that. I can't go to a theatre and be handed a piece of text and read it in a way that you might be able to, or somebody else who is not has neurological differences. I would kill to do those kind of jobs. Being dyslexic doesn't stop me from enjoying language, doesn't stop me from enjoying words and being fascinated by language and words and Shakespeare and, the classics. It stops me from reading it. Mm. So many, many times I've been offered those jobs. And many, many times I've had to say, no, I can't.
Oh, Golda, I can feel the pain.
If I was to do a job like that, I'd need 6 months. If I was to read, with other actors, the whole of Othello or Hamlet or, off the cuff, I would need 6 months to a year to prep. I'd probably learn every single line so that I could read it easily.
And do you still learn through reading, or is there a method where you can hear it?
So
like music?
My first port of call, if I have the time is a precious, precious thing for a dyslexic. We need time to be able to prep and to know and to ask, what does that word mean? Or to look it up on Google or whatever. So my first port of call, whenever I'm given a script, it goes through a thing called Speechify. So my scripts are all read to me first. Mm-hmm. And I read along with listening.
Right.
So that's what I only need to hear it, read it once with Speechify. Gwyneth Paltrow is my reader. Snoop Dogg can be the reader, but yeah.
Okay, I want
Snoop Dogg reading
Dogg.
Shakespeare is beautiful.
His rap in a way
is great.
Yeah.
But Gwyneth, I've chosen Gwyneth Paltrow on this app thing. She's great. So she reads me all my scripts, and then that's fine. Then I delve in and start doing the work from the script itself.
Fascinating, because there's such a musical heritage in your family, isn't there? Your brother's musical, your parents
my father
met through the choir.
Both my parents, absolutely.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Everybody plays an instrument apart from me.
Were there times in your early career, before you had sorted all of this out, really, that you feel you were deemed as less than by people in the industry?
No, because I think you can hide it well. And I think I hid it very well. I was functioning. And as I said, time is my diamond. And if you can speak to your agent and you have people around you that understand you need that time, then that's fantastic. You know, if I was going up for like a self-tape or something like that before the Bridgerton days, and they would only give me like 2 days, there's no way I'm getting that job. And I understand that, and I am prepared to not get the job, but I am not prepared to not do the work for it.
Yes.
Because there's always that slim chance that you might get it.
Yeah.
So I will do the work for it. It won't be as good as I want it to be. Bridgerton is a interesting story because I went up for Lady Danbury first. And that was in person with Kelly.
Kelly being?
The casting director. Yeah. And I knew it outside of the room. They hadn't given me that much time. When I got in the room and Kelly was there and the cameras, I just fell completely apart. And it was a terrible, terrible, terrible audition. I was so lucky that like literally an hour later, Kelly said, "Oh, there's the part of the Queen." That was done. I did a self-tape for the Queen, and that was done with literally pieces of paper with words that I couldn't remember, and trying to place them in positions where I could just glance and go boom, and yeah. So some of my self-tapes are literally like, if you turn the camera around, you would see like a whole heap of like pages and papers and stuff like that. Sometimes I would do it on an auto cue, but that got a bit weird because, trying to film yourself and do the timing of the auto cue so you could have the thought processes that you wanted to have. But it's for Bridgerton, there were literally pieces of paper.
Are you happy you didn't get Lady Danbury now?
Yes. It went to a much better actor.
Oh.
Adja was phenomenal.
She is.
She's phenomenal.
So are you. Seeing the world differently, everyone around you really gave you this feeling, rightly, that was a wonderful thing, that difference was wonderful. I wonder if that played out in other parts of your life, because your parents were clearly extraordinary individuals, and yet you also had this experience of coming to England at a certain age.
Yeah.
And I imagine, were your family not that great, feeling like an outsider?
Yeah.
Can you talk to me a bit about that?
Yeah, that goes to identity, doesn't it? And being biracial.
There's my seamless link.
Yes, you're very good. It's very good. Into my next failure. Yes, interesting. Difficult. Especially as a young teenager and trying to figure out where you fit. Being told that you fitted with that community because of the way you looked. And understanding that and getting that and having wonderful, amazing, beautiful friends, within that community. But then there was this other side that was kind of pulling. But I didn't really understand what that was and how that was a part of me, because it was all about how I looked.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And that was the thing. And that was my identity.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be my identity. But then there's this. And I always say, in my household, there were two people. I had a white mother and a black father. So I had my identity there in front of me every single day. They nurtured me. They kept me alive. So how can the way I look be dictated with who I am? Because I'm seeing these two people and I'm a part. I came from these two people. So I have to be part of both communities. But finding that as a teenager and as a young adult was really, really difficult because of outside understandings of the way I looked.
Yes. And lack of understanding, like the lack of nuance.
Yes, exactly.
Do you remember at this stage in your life ever feeling like, I wish I looked different?
No.
No,
never. But my upbringing did lean itself more to my mother. You know, being dragged in through manor houses, you know, country houses and museums and operas, and you know, you think that that's more leaning towards my mother's culture and lifestyle and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Black people of colour, love museums, they love manor houses, they love classical music, you know. But it was difficult to find my heart, to find my soul, to find who I was, you know. I've just done this play with Tish. She was
I know Letitia Wright.
Yeah. And there's a line in the play where Tish's character says to her mother, which I play, you know, don't you want to know half yourself? And my character says, I'm not half anything. I'm a whole Joyce. And every night I would be so grateful that I found my whole Golda. You know, and that happened. I can tell you when that happened. And it was relatively late. You know, I was in my 20s, early 30s, and I was round my cousin's house, my white cousin's house. And my family is very vibrant, both sides. Everybody talks over each other, but somehow we all hear each other. You know, it's real, like Christmases are amazing, beautiful. And I remember sitting, and I was the only black person there, you know, as I had been for most of my life, all of my life. And I sat and I could hear this noise of, you know, very well-spoken, wonderful human beings. And there was such a moment of, I'm here. Oh, I belong here. These people love me, and they have loved me ever since I was born. And the realization of belonging. And that's when I was like, I found who I want to be. I know who I want to be.
Beautiful.
And it is everything that I see before me. And it is everything that I know and love. You know, whether that's soul food or jerk chicken or you know, sandwiches, you know, peanut butter sandwiches or manor houses or the whole lot, or reggae music or classical music or steel pan that my father played, or it's all of that. And that moment, it was so powerful and so strong and so relieving, you know. I felt like the weight of the world had lifted off my shoulders in that moment. And I felt I belonged.
That's
I'd
so
found
moving.
the whole of me.
And there's that sense, isn't there, that belonging is when you don't have to change yourself.
Yeah.
And you also don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah.
You no longer have to explain yourself anymore. The self-acceptance is so powerful there too.
Yeah. I think that's a really good self-acceptance. I think that was really, really strong. Idea of, I am everything.
Yes.
I can take whatever I want from these two amazing cultures. Like...
Yeah, and I don't need to make sense to other people's projections.
Yeah.
This does lead into your second failure. It's all part of it, because your second failure is being biracial and navigating identity.
Yeah.
I'm particularly interested now in talking about how this cauldron of feelings and this moment of sheer alignment and belonging played out or not in your professional life in terms of the parts you were getting offered.
Yeah. I think the same with my dyslexia. The moments that I feel a failure with my dyslexia are the moments that I don't have the tools, I don't have the choice. I can't do it. I can't speak, you know, with Ian McKellen, Harriet Walsh. I can't, it's just not possible. And my heart breaks When I have to fill in a form, like my dear wife, always helps me with forms. I can't do them. It's impossible. I need help. It breaks my heart. I feel like a failure. With identity and being biracial, there have been moments where I'm not black enough. There have been moments when I've been too black, and you're like, well, there was a role that I played, Jesus Christ Superstar. I played Mary Magdalene. I understudied it first at the Lyceum Theatre. I went on tour, played the role, and they were making a movie of it, of the stage production. And I auditioned. Fine. I'd been playing it for a year, the role. Did my audition, went well. The feedback that I got was, you're too exotic and your eyes are too close together.
Who said that? Oh my gosh.
So we're not going to give you the role. I can't do anything about that. And I thought that that was a positive thing. Like I can't pull my eyes apart to... And I dealt with that really badly. It was a very, very dark moment in my career and life because it hurt.
Of course, I'm so sorry.
How can I have been playing it for the past year, but then what I look like doesn't suit the aesthetic of screen? I think a couple of days later, they came back and they offered me an ensemble role with like some bits and pieces in the thing. And I really, really, really had to sit down and think. I took the job because it was my first screen experience and I wanted that experience. So I took the lesser roles to have the experience of being on a set, of being, I think we filmed at Pinewood, going to like a big place like that and having that experience. But I had to watch that person, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous, lovely human being, play the part. It was big learning for me. Painful, but I got over it.
How old were you when this...
God.
Was this 30 years ago?
Yeah. And I'm really, really grateful that I made that decision.
Wow.
Because I learned so much. And then, so that was that experience. And then I had an experience of not being black enough in a theatre job, actually. I'd done all of the workshops for it, like from beginning to end. I phoned my agent. They were taking it into the West End, blah, 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 blah. Big job. And I said to my agent, come on, let's push them. I really, 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 really want to do this job. And the script, all the way through, great character, black character, blah, 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 fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And right at the end, like literally the last page, it had this stage direction. She kisses her teeth. And I was like, but there's nowhere else is there a suggestion of her blackness or anything like that. Why? Oh, because, we think it would be funny, da la 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 la. And every time we read the script and I refused to do it. Because I was like, I don't know why you're doing that. It feels really weird and odd to me. I don't think we need it. It doesn't matter. Me being on stage and looking the way I am, is that not enough? That you're, if you want to celebrate that in a weird way. So come going into the West End, I didn't get the job. And they said to me, and I was like, why? And they said, because I wasn't black enough.
They actually said that?
They said that to my agent, yeah. And I thought, wow, okay, we're still doing that. We're still doing that. Right. And again, amazing, beautiful, incredible actress got it. She, was darker than me. And I would never begrudge anybody, getting their flowers. She's phenomenal. But it was, that's been my journey.
And was there a period of time where you stopped working deliberately around 2012?
Yes.
Yeah. And has it shifted since then? Have times got better, or is it just that it's not being said to you?
I think times have definitely got better. I think, being in Bridgerton and celebrating the fact that, we have a black queen or a biracial queen in that show. And there are so many people of colour in that show, and it is celebrated, and it is made a point of having those people, people of colour in the show. I think it's definitely got better. People have now sat up and gone, oh, okay, yes, we can do that. And it's not detrimental to our purses. This is actually something that can be celebrated, and it reflects the world that we're living in. That's a positive thing. I think we can always do more. We can always push, the boundaries and the doors open more. And I think we can do that when we don't say it, when it just is.
Yes. Great point. Such a strong point. It's not like this at all. It's a totally different thing. But there's one famous comedian who refuses to respond when anyone calls her a female comedian.
Oh, amazing. Great.
She should just be a comedian.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
It's when you don't have the prefix, when it's not stated.
Yeah.
I'm aware, because we're talking about something so profound as identity, how much your parents have a part to play in that.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry that they are no longer with us.
Yes, me too.
They sound like such an extraordinary, vital force in your life.
Yeah, it's sad because my mum saw the preparation of Bridgerton. She never actually saw the finished product. She would have loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, God, she would have loved it. Would have loved it. Yeah, my dad would have been proud as well, definitely. But I feel definitely my mum is there because she's Charlotte. That was my first, the first kind of sparkles and flames of getting into Charlotte and who this person was is 100% my mother. She's now evolved into her own character, But the first layers, 100% my mum.
I've got such a sense of what your mum was like then. So what was Siegfried like?
Oh, it's funny you call him. We never called him Siegfried.
I know, it's an interesting name.
It's a beautiful name.
It's beautiful, but unexpected.
Siegfried Winslow, Patrick Rocheuvel. Yeah, we called him Patrick. My dad was a force to be reckoned with. You could never see his eyes because we're part Javanese. He always had slits for eyes, but when he got angry, you knew when he was angry because they would open wide. He was very, very. My father was desperate to learn. Both my parents did Open University, but my dad was like always learning, always in a book, always like in his office, learning. Knowledge was almost a crux in a way, because he felt inferior without that learning, and always wanted to feel better. He was an amazing human being. But I think there was a lot of frustration there, and a lot of race issues connected with learning.
Yes.
So he was always wanting that, reaching for higher learning. So having a daughter who was dyslexic, he never showed any kind of disappointment. But it was definitely my mum who was the biggest support in that element of who I am. And I don't know, did I feel that I was a disappointment? Sometimes, maybe, because the knowledge, it was such a thing for him.
In a way, everything you've achieved is so much more impressive.
Yeah.
That you've had to put so much more learning in. I'm sure he was immensely proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah. No, I'm very, my brother is just incredible human being as well. And is very supportive in, all of that stuff.
Well, I loved that story of you telling your family about your sexuality.
Yes.
And your brother being like, cool, what's for lunch?
I know.
And your parents were very accepting as well,
Very
weren't they?
accepting. Very accepting. We had gay friends. They had gay friends, and they were community people, and everybody is in the community as far as they were concerned.
Did you ever have to navigate, as it pertains to this failure, sexual identity when it came to parts?
No.
Great. Glad to hear it.
I know. No, didn't have to deal with that one. But I mean, not to the extent of race. You always have like directors who don't really kind of engage with you because they can't, flirt with you or whatever, or that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Which is like boring as far as I'm concerned. It's like so cliche. We're like, where? But yeah, that was never something that I engaged with, really.
Yes.
It's boring.
Well, I love you for it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you also for being an incredible role model for women who don't have children.
Oh, great.
Just like personally, from me to you, I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I also really like the way that you on screen get to explore being a parent in multiple different forms. Queen Charlotte has 15 children.
100 children as far as I'm concerned.
Just too many,
oh my God.
quite frankly. Your final failure is your failure to motivate yourself.
Oh, God, to do exercise.
I was so surprised when I read this because you had this like athletic career when you were a child.
I know, I did. I know. I don't understand it myself. I know. As a child, I was like, it was the Olympics. I was going. And I loved it then. I hate it now.
When did you start hating it?
I don't know. It's just one of those things that kind of gradually creeps up on you. And you're like in your 50s now, and I was with my PT this morning. We had to do a virtual one because I was coming here. Usually I go into the gym. And if I didn't pay somebody to, are you? No.
But at least you do it.
I do it, but I pay somebody. So I'm like, well, I paid you quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I need to go, really, don't I?
Do you resent it when you're doing it? Do you actively not enjoy it when you're doing it?
No. Okay. Well, I've been with my personal trainer 4 years now. I class him as a friend. He would probably cringe at that. And we've had some right old ding dong.
Have you?
Oh, me oh my. We have, in the gym, we've had some right old ding dongs where I've gone. He's asked me to do something and I'm like, no. And he's like, Golda, you need to do this. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. And he goes through the whole, well, this, it'll help you do that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Lewis, I'm not doing it. And he's gone off in a half, or I've gone off in a half. Do you know what I mean? And all the other PTs are like,
that's amazing.
Like, we don't like each other today.
So do you generally win in those arguments?
No, absolutely not. Okay. Oh, I wish. No. He wins every time. Of course, he has to win. He's the professional.
I'm fascinated by the psychology of this because clearly you are super driven and super disciplined in other areas of your life.
I know. Maybe blame it on the dyslexia.
Is it? Okay, so I'm going to offer you options. Is it that you don't want to do it because you're not going to be as good as you were when you were a potential Olympic athlete? So like, what's the point? Okay, that's option one.
Option one.
Is it what I would say the Gillian Anderson school of thinking? So she came on How to Fail. This is one of her failures. Have you seen it? Okay. She was amazing. Her. I love her too. And she said, if anyone ever tells me what to do with my body, I want to tell them to f*** off. So there's this sort of innate sense of rebellion and feminism, which I completely understand. Not that.
Not that.
Third option, just really lazy.
Yes.
No,
that's me.
It's not that.
In this area, that is me.
So how often do you force yourself to go and see Lewis?
3 times a week.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's good, isn't
you
it?
look fantastic.
Thank you very much.
And
3 times a week I have to
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Well, he tells me I have to go 3 times a week. Yeah. When I get there, that's when it kicks in. That's when
Okay.
the drive kicks in.
Okay.
Like, I am known to be like, come on,
Yeah.
in the gym. Like, and the other trainers are like, you know when Golda's here? Because she's like, yeah,
Right.
come on, let's go. So when I get there, I'm like, and it's weight training, which I love.
I love weight training
I
too.
love it.
Yes.
Because there's that, I love the mental, I can't do it, I can't, it's too heavy, it's too heavy. And then like actually achieving it, and you're like, oh my God, I feel like The Rock.
Yes.
You know?
You feel
I
powerful.
feel powerful. But that kind of body over mind thing, I find really, really fascinating. The kind of fight that you have in those kind of situations. And that, you know, you have to kind of really, the psychic like kicks in and mind over body or body over mind or whichever way it goes. I love that. But if I was left to my own devices, you wouldn't see me leave the house.
Okay.
I'd be sitting watching telly.
Do you love just being at home?
I love it.
Yeah.
I really, really love it. And we just moved into a new house in May, and it's everything that I ever wished for, you know.
So it's basically that you don't want to leave your home.
Don't want to leave home, no.
Do you want to leave your home for work?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, don't mind that.
Okay.
Don't mind. And I'm a cyclist.
Well, this is making no
It's
sense
weird,
to me.
isn't it? I
also
know,
sounds like
I
you
can't
actually,
tell
like
you.
you enjoy exercise.
I love cycling. It's because I don't like public transport. I love a cycle.
Okay.
Me and my missus are always doing a cycle. I love hiking.
Yeah.
But that's different, isn't it? You're like I like hiking. Catherine's like, not really.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I suppose it's different in that you're not in a gym environment.
Yeah.
I think there's something, we're both Gen X, and I think...
Yes, we are.
Like,
I only found that out the other day.
Oh, I love
What
Gen
I was
X.
labelled.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
We grew up without a gym culture. Gym was seen as something sort of slightly odd.
Yeah.
Sort of workout leggings and leg warmers and all that sort of stuff. And so we don't think of sort of outside exercise as actual exercise. We just think of it as normal life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to get Lewis in next week
You do,
to
yeah.
get to the
You
bottom
do,
of this.
bless.
'Cause, yeah.
And we do, like, he's so passionate about body and what he does. He's amazing, amazing, amazing. I can't recommend him enough. And we do have what I call learning days.
Right.
This is a teaching moment. Where I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That part of my body does that. Like, he said the other day, and he's told me this before, like I do that, you know, the pushing with the legs, there's that thing that you push with the legs. And the burn that you have, like, and I'll get this wrong, you know, you think that is the lactic acid. And we have always been taught or told that that's a bad thing, but actually it's a good thing because it like feeds your, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. And he was like chatting away. And, you know, you see his eyes just light up,
Yes.
you know, and I'm like, yeah, cool. So now I'm searching for that burn because I know it's good for me.
You're searching for the burn, and you're also searching for the learn, Golda.
The learn.
You see, you are
the
like
burn
your
and
dad.
the learn.
You are constantly turned on by learning.
Constantly, yeah, I am.
It's been such a joy to talk to you.
You too.
I'd really love to know when you are at home, which is where you most want to be, and you are watching TV.
Yes.
You've given us so much culture in terms of TV and stage, but what do you watch to relax?
SVU.
Oh, Law and Order.
Law and Order, SVU.
Got it.
Mariska
Yes.
is the queen in our house.
Yeah.
So anything kind of detective-y, mind of a killer,
Yes.
dark shit.
Yes.
My missus likes very American high bubblegum pop kind of that stuff. I like the dark.
The gritty.
Yeah, the gritty, working out who's doing what and all of that kind of stuff, yeah.
Final question, Golda. Yes. You've done so much in terms of representation. For the younger version of you, you've become what you wanted. What do you hope your legacy is?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I don't know. I want people to know that they are worth all of their dreams, you know, and that you can achieve your dreams. And that hard work is something to be celebrated and cherished because it leads you to places that you'd never, ever think of, and that's really exciting because there you go, the learning, it teaches you who you are and who the world is and who, your community is and other human beings. To lead with kindness and to be grateful and to feel blessed. That's what I hope I am treading every day, is the wonderment of life, and the world, and to really just like open the window and have a look outside and see what you can see.
What a note to end on.
Oh.
You are worth your dreams.
Thanks, man.
Golda Rosheuvel, thank you so much for coming on How to Fail.
You are very welcome.
Thank you so much for listening and watching. All episodes in January are brought to you by Pink Lady Apples. Please do follow How to Fail to get new episodes as they land on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please tell all your friends. This is an Elizabeth Day and Sony Music Entertainment original podcast. Thank you so much for listening.